20 to 30% of companies fail not because of funding or not because of ideas. They fail because the mental health of the founder can't handle it.
Wow.
Can't handle it.
I believe that.
So it's a very important. If I knew back 5 years ago what I know today, I would handle everything differently. Everything. But I went through all those stuff so I can be here and share that information and save you some years of work. So you can right away skyrocket and be at the top instead of 7 years in 1 year. And that's completely possible. That's why we're going through those kind of stuff so we can share it.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Sam Dever Podcast, episode 114. In this episode, I speak with entrepreneur, speaker, and CEO and founder of Gula World, Hadari Oshri. This was an outstanding conversation. Hadari is an extremely motivating and inspiring individual, and I cannot wait for you to check it out. To watch this episode, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/@thesamdeverpodcast. To listen to this podcast, be sure to follow us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Here's my conversation with Hadari. Hadari Oshri, welcome to the Sam Dever Podcast.
Thank you.
This is a treat. And by the way, when Hadari came up with that jacket, I may have to retire because that, wow, that is a spectacular. Is that any particular designer or what? Is there a story behind that?
Alice and Olivia.
Okay.
Yeah, they're very famous. They have stores everywhere.
Oh, okay.
Like that. Yeah. So I like their brand. It's a good brand.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to step up my game. I should have known.
You're doing well.
I should have known someone with a fashion background may show up pretty fashionable tonight. So,
You're fashionable.
I try.
You have your signature look. That's great.
The signature look.
Yeah.
Have to just get the signature turtle neckline eventually.
Good.
But no, it's great to see you here.
Oh, thank you for having me. It's great.
Yeah, really looking forward to this conversation. And I don't know, ever since the night I met you, I seem like I've known you for years.
Right.
But I've known you probably for a couple months. But it's been a very quality and quantity filled couple of months going to your events and getting to know you better. So I was really excited. I always learn something talking to you. So.
Oh, thank you.
And how's Tech Week been for you this week?
Oh, it's amazing. A lot of great people, a lot of great connections, a lot of everything. Great conversations, good energy. It's always good. Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, and I will make note that we have the Mind Master pyramid right here.
Yeah.
Again, I've been taking mine every day. Wonderful product.
Yeah, I love it. I take mine I just drink it.
Yeah.
It's the refrigerator all the time.
I like your events. You have the hot and cold versions that you can get there. And
Yeah.
But we're going to get fully into that. And I thought maybe what might be a good jump off point for us, and you can go into as much or as little as you want, but maybe a little of your background.
Okay.
Leading us up to where you're at now.
Oh, wow. It's a really long story.
It is a long form podcast. So
It's a really long story. From where? Back from when I immigrant to United States?
However far back
then?
you want to go.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's really far. So maybe before that?
Or maybe a few years leading to coming to LA. maybe you don't have to start at like when I was 3 years old.
Okay. But everything that, my history basically led me to where I am today. So it's all good stuff. It's all good stories. It's actually, before I came to United States, I used to be a saleswoman in a communication company in Israel. And I sell communication packages door to door. And for the first 6 months, it was disaster. I just learning how to do those sales. And the good things that happened for that, I had a really good mentor that taught me how to make those sales. And I mastered the art of those kind of sales, master the art of the process of the sale. And then I became so good at it. And then my teacher told me, Hadari, now you know how to make the sale. Now it's 1 to 3. $1 to $3, that's a sale, that's a math, that's a statistics. So it's a numbers game. So I was just starting knocking doors everywhere. And I start counting the door, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I would count the doors, and I calculate. Okay, so I follow the, I follow the formula. That didn't close, didn't close, didn't close. So statistically, I supposed to close the next, the next 10 supposed to be closing. Anyway, very quickly after that, I became the top saleswoman in that company. And I would just party a lot, and I would wake up at 12, and my phone would be full of deals of sales, and I would go to restaurants and close deal on a napkin and all those crazy stuff. It was fun.
And
It
these are
was a lot of
pure
fun.
cold calls, like
That's
pure
pure cold call. But yeah, like I would
best way to
knock.
learn.
Yeah, knock doors. That's back in Israel. Then I got married. I moved to United States. I was married for a few years. I think 7 years, 8 years. Um, and that was my first steps as an entrepreneur. Um, I've learned the fashion business from my ex-husband, and then yeah, I got into the business in United States by myself. Got divorced, find myself by myself around 30 years old. Figure out barely speaking, writing, reading English, and figuring myself out. Um, and it was not fun. Like it was fun half of the times. Um, I learned the business of fashion, but I didn't learn the business of actually doing business. So this is how my school started. There is no shortcuts for anything. So this is how I start learning everything, how to run a company and how to hire the right people, and what to do and how to do, what's strategic to go in the company. Um, the way I've learned the business is the hardcore, so manufacturing, supply chain. I know how to source the deals. So that's how I knew it. But the front end, which is the branding side and online sales, and that's to run an actual company, that was something that's how my journey started. So I used to have a few fashion companies. And then the last one was actually a fashion tech company. It was a liquidation system on the blockchain. That actually, in that point, I was so desperate to make things work. So I even taught myself how to code, and I hired developers to code and create a system and do all the stuff. But all this led me to get to really make a really huge transformation and get into those import export deals. And this is where everything got explored. Like 7 years ago, 5 years, no, let's say 5 years ago, if you tell me I would do those kind of deals, I would say there's no way. All I know is fashion. I know how to do I know how to do deals in fashion. I know how to design a clothes. I know how to create go to the show and make a sale with a buyer. I know how to find the buyers. There's no way I'll do those really big deals with import export. But this is where everything starts to turn around for me to a positive, and I really learned a lot. Start really transacting on import export deals, and also myself as a firm entrepreneur, businesswoman, got more in shape, and because I got to practice what I've learned. But then again, as a creative person, as a fashion designer, as a creative person doing those kind of deals, that the people that this business attract, I'm fortunate, integrity not everyone has. So being a person that coming into this world, that integrity is not the first priority of some people, in this kind of interesting in this kind of industry just made me to decide that I just don't want to chase deals anymore. I just want to build a successful, stable operation. I don't want to deal with shady people. It's not about money, it's about creating legacy. It's about creating something that I can impact and share my light with others, that I don't need to watch my back every time, that I have my team, I have my people, and we have the time. We build a company. You don't build a company in one day. It takes time to build a successful company. So this is how it took 3 years to build that operation. Gaia Ventures, Gula World. It took 3 years to firm the operation, to figure out exactly what we're doing and how we're doing. And yeah, and it started in one side. In the beginning, I thought, okay, we're gonna buy spas and med spas, and we're gonna do roll up and do all those great stuff. And that's still in a making, but turned out to be that we can share the light uh, on more people through the online operation that we launched earlier. A few months ago, we launched the Gula World operation. that that's a true, even that operation, we started as a telehealth platform, but selling medication, we got all the license to sell in 52 states, medications online, we got the pharmacies, we got everyone. But the passion to do that, again, it's not about money, it's about how we can shine the line and not just put plaster on somebody that's overweight. 75% of American population is overweight, obese. So why they're obese? What's the reason that they're overweight and they're struggling with food on this kind of sickness? Everything starts from the mind. Once the mind is clear, so a flow of information can come through, and this is where the big transformation can happen, occur. This is why we launched Mind Master. It's a mushroom mix, promote growth of brain cells. It's clearing brain fog, supports memory, balancing mood and balance. There is a lot of kind of mushrooms in it. So there is a long list of benefits such calming, and it also supports your immune system and reducing inflammation. There is lion manes, cordyceps, reishi. There is maca. There is a shitaba. There is cinnamon and ginger in it. It's very natural taste. As you know, we have a team of scientists that put it together, and yeah, and this is where we are to get today. And the operation build in um, basically it's a wrap of all the experience that I personally had building an operation, and now I know what does it really take to launch your vision at the present moment. So that's the whole philosophy of the operation. How exactly we're leading individuals to launch their vision in the present moment, how exactly we can lift other people up, and how exactly we can shine our light so they can shine their light on others. So yeah, so that's what it is. This is the background. Long story. It's,
No, that
it's
was
like
great.
it's not even a half. It's like in a shortcut.
Well,
Yeah.
we can go back if we need to, because I'm going to go back a little bit. Well, I will say this, with the last thing you said with your events. I mean, that's the exact energy I got. Like when I went to your first event, and just the conversations that were being had, and then you got up and started speaking. I'm like, who's that? Like that's like Tony Robbins. Like you're like getting us pumped up. You're like, get up, shake it all out, and like just talking. You immediately start talking about just like the mind.
Yeah.
And thanks to you, like I started listening to binaural beats again.
Oh,
Because
good.
because I had done it a long time ago and I just kind of let it go and forgot about it. And then you had brought it up again. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot about it. And then you bring it back and I'm like, oh yeah. And just all this different, like so many just different mindset tips and hacks So thank you
Oh,
for all of that. Like that's immediately, I'm like, yeah, I need to be hanging around people like this because I self-improvement, self-help, like all of that. Like I eat it up.
yeah, it's exactly what when I hear you speak, it's warm my heart. This is worth it. I'm not even for me. For me, it's just that's why I do what I do. This is why I have. That's why the universe blessed me with all the experiences that I've been through, and they're not fun. But now I got all those tools that they're not just for me, they're for me to share and lift. You're such a talented individual that you have so much potential to really blow up in any shape or form that you want, and to have the right people, the right mentors, that's a key. I have in every I have and I'm working with around 6 or 7 different mentors. Absolutely. I can't do this by myself. I have a specific woman that I'm working with. I work with her 10 years already. And during the time that I was completely down, she was there. She there for me. She said, Hadari, I believe in you. She pushed me. She to have when you have this mental break that you growing through and breaking through limitations, it's very important to have that support system. It can be a mentor, it can be a community, it has to be somebody that will not tell you, that not put you down, tell you, you know what, you should go back to Israel or go back where you come, go be a nurse or be something. That's very, very important. A very strong support system. So, mentorship and support system, the right people that really care, that you can get to speak one on one and really share your experiences and share thoughts and share what you're going through. That's a key. I don't know if could push forward if that specific woman would not be around me, or I have another my business partner, for example. I got so burned out from some stuff that happened, from all this shadiness that happened. That I was just got into a little cocoon. I did not want to. I would afraid to bring people to my house. I was afraid to speak. Now I'm speaking freely, but 4 months ago, I barely could open my mouth. Seriously, I did a lot. Yeah, but that's thanks to a very close mentor that I have around me that pushed me to do that. Our lunch event, when we started on July 3rd, I thought we are gonna have maybe 20 people. I said, "Oh, we're gonna invite 20 people." Then that partner said, "Ari, we're launching a product. You need 100. You need 500 people." And I said, "How am I gonna get 500 people?" And then he really pushed me to do that. I said, 500 people in my house. I don't want anyone here. I don't want this. I don't want to bring anyone here. I really didn't want to bring anyone to my house, but I needed that push, that somebody special to really push me through and put some sense in my mind. And then I got back to my senses. Of course, he could push me, but if I don't do the work with myself, that will not work. So that's what Mind Master it's all about. It's about exploring new pathways, exploring new opportunities, and see the positive in every individuals and maximize that point.
Yeah, and as you're describing, it makes me realize that there's really just a huge lifestyle behind this
Yeah.
brand. And for anyone watching or listening that doesn't know what we're talking about yet, like your events, it can be, there's yoga. I went to a sound bath. I've done 2 sound baths. Like those are incredible. Like you introduced me to that. I had never, and sometimes in yoga class, they do sound bowls and stuff, which that's cool, but full out sound bath, that was a different experience. And again, you opened my mind to like, I didn't even know this was a thing. It's like I knew, but I had never done it. And then just the startup business networking environment you create, just the different minds that come together at that, the fireside chat panels.
Yeah.
There's so many. And you said something specifically the first time I heard you speak. And I thought this was really good because I've never heard anyone really say this out loud. You said, and I'm paraphrasing you, that it's very important on this journey to let people know where you're at. And if you're struggling, or you said, don't disappear on people, like be upfront about it. Like, hey, this is what I'm going through. So it reminded me when you were talking about having that mentor to talk to. Could you maybe go a little more into that?
Yeah. It's very important that mentor, it's very easy for me to play the game and say, no, everything is good with me. Everything is cool. I'm fine. I'm good. But if I would not break up and tell the truth that this is what I'm going through, that's the situation, I would not open myself up for an opportunity to really somebody genuine to support the system, to give a genuine support to that operation, to apparently that person has the same visions that I have. So if so so meaning people are not stupid. You can see, people can understand, see through, and they can feel if you're hiding something, when you're hiding something. They can absolutely see that. So some people can interpret that to be not honest, or maybe shady, or whatever, close person. Maybe you are generally going through something difficult, some situation that exact friend that you're sitting and having coffee or go to the bar and having, I don't know what, or going have lunch or talking on the phone, that particular person can actually help you within that particular situation. But you don't know that because you keep that persona that everything is good with me. You know, that's okay to say, you know what, I'm going through this, and that. But here's the trick. The trick is, you cannot open to everyone. You just can't. You can't go to an event or just talk freely about everything whatever you're going through. It's okay to be in a to have that persona that, okay, everything is fine when you go to events, especially when you're working on to attract the right people around you, which is fine. But once you attract the right people, very successful people, been through some stuff, we know what it takes. We know. And if you don't try, so you don't know. So if you don't, I don't like to use the word fail. It's a try. It's not a failure. It's a try. You try. Some people don't even try, but you trying. Do you know how much credit we give to somebody that tried at doing something? I want to stand behind somebody that not even trying, doing. I don't want to use the word doing. You're doing it. I want to be behind somebody that's doing something positive. If it worked or didn't work, that's another story. But at least you're doing it. You understand what I'm saying? So we know that in order to get to reach the level of success, it takes a lot of work. And that work, sometimes it's brutal, it's difficult. It's difficult. We live in Los Angeles. Everyone hears from somewhere. It can be, I'm from Israel, but everyone hears from somewhere, from different states. The parents is not around. I don't know how many family. Everyone is lonely. Everyone live in their little places without any really close family or really close group of friends that can be a strong support system. Or sometimes the friends, they are not really in your level, but once you talk with a mentor, somebody that really been there and done that, went through some stuff, so they know, and you will be surprised once you open up to the right people. You will be surprised what they can offer you. They'll never know if that other person is, you're already shining your light, but the light always has the desire to share itself. So, meaning, if the other person is a light as well, but it doesn't know you need that support. So how that other person with the light gonna shine their light on you? Does it make any sense?
It makes perfect sense.
So you gotta, the light always want to share itself. So we like-minded people, we just have the desire to support and help and shine our light. But if I don't know you need my light, how I'm gonna lift you up? How I'm gonna support that? So that's why it's very important to really uh be you and talk with close people, really recognize, really connect to yourself and make a sensible decision to who really open up and where to keep that persona of, which is okay. I'm doing it all the time. It's good to keep cards to yourself. It's good. But when the real deal comes in, you have to. Those are the people that support you, and this is how you grow. Those are your team. Those are your team. I'll tell you a story. I have a very good friend. Um, very good friend. Tell you, you probably saw him, the events. I had a situation during the times, not too long time ago, um, with this, whatever, um, there was a big uncomfortable situation. That was another learning experience that I've been through, understanding integrity in large deals. So I was dealing with a situation that put me in a very tough spot, put me in a terrible spot. And I'm like, I'm the one that's supporting all my friends and everyone coming to me, and there is dinners and there is food and drinks, and all of a sudden I can't support any of them. And I literally was on the ground. I could not support anyone. And it took a lot for me to come to my friend and tell him, listen, something happened and I needed some help. And it took a lot for me. And I told my friend, I told him, listen, I need support in this and that situation. And that was really humbling. That was a really humble experience, that thank God that I did that, because that was the answer to get out of it, to get out of that situation. But if I would keep my everything is good, so who knows if I would let my ego lead me. So who knows where it'd be. So um, that's why I'm practicing a lot about meditate, practicing a lot to release myself and the people that with me from the chain of my own ego. So this is how, yeah, you can really speak and be who you are with people that can lift you.
The word pride comes to mind
Yeah.
because I know I myself still deal with that word constantly. Your pride, it's like that ego, just put it to the side. But I agree with you too, though. You don't open that up to just anybody. It's an energy thing too, right? And if you open that up to the wrong people with the wrong mindset,
Yeah.
well, they're just going to confirm your negative thoughts. I'm like, yeah, man, just give it up. Yeah, this is stressing you out. Just quit.
But there is no, but you say, but there is no wrong. Everything is okay. It's just a learning experience for you to understand what's good and what's not good for you. But so it's very important. Yeah, you don't open up to everyone, but some people that you hang all the time with, and And for I have a lot of people that some people that I'm part of the operate, we're working with, or at least trying to work with, that I can see something is off. I can see something is off. So hey, dude, why don't you come and talk to me? Talk to me like we're friends. You come, you hang out, come and talk to me. What is this hiding thing? I can see through this. What is this hiding thing? Um, so that's what I'm talking about, and there it is just, it's just not, yeah, you don't share, you don't open up to everyone, but to make the sensible choice to who to open up, that's a skill. And those people, especially in early stages, those are the people, those are your support system. Those are the people you can, no one did it alone. No one did it alone. No one. You cannot do it alone. There is no way you can do it alone. There's no way. You have to have your support system. Your support system is your best friends, or maybe people you meet, or who knows? Who
Yeah.
knows?
Now, that's definitely one thing I am constantly learning. That, yeah, this does not happen on your own. Like, you need teams, you need people, you need to be able to delegate. But I think it's easy for a lot of entrepreneurs, maybe especially the beginning stages, like, well, I'll just do it. I'm just going to get it all done myself. But you're just going to keep staying at that same.
There, yeah, when you're an entrepreneur and you do, yeah, there is that. Yeah, you gotta do everything by yourself. But that's why you start a company with more people. You
Mhm.
just start. If you start by yourself, it's, yeah, you gotta do everything basically by yourself, because sometimes you don't have the money to hire
Right.
more people. So you gotta do everything by yourself. So it is what it is. You just go and you push it through until you scale up and you can do by yourself. But I'll tell you one thing that I don't agree with entrepreneurship. I just don't agree with giving up on yourself during building a company or building something. I don't agree with this. You gotta, your well-being, who you are, your time for you. If it's your well-being, if it's going for walks, or if it's going to the gym, or making sure you're looking good, whatever makes you feel good, whatever makes you represent yourself the best, and sleeping well at night, and not sleeping thing, it's unacceptable. You gotta sleep and sleep well, and yeah, and delivers. Yes, when you start a company, you gotta do everything by yourself. You're not gonna go and hire people, but that's why you have a support system, so they can support you and you work together. So it's not just your company, it's our company. So that's very valuable. I had to go through this lesson very hard. Now I have all my friends. Yeah. Yeah. So it's fun. It's fun. It's like our company. We are, yeah. So it's a lot of fun.
So this current company, that's the culmination of everything you've learned. Like, okay, let's do it this way this time.
Yeah.
But like you said, you had to go through all of that to be able to have it's one thing too to, I think you do have to go through those things to really understand too what you're doing
Yeah.
with it. So how's that experience been so far now that you've been doing it this way, starting with a group of people from the get-go?
It's going well, and I'm getting very quick in and getting people around and letting people go. I see very quickly, right? I know exactly who is for the company, and not just for the company. Yeah, for the group, for what we're building, and who is for themselves, and who has different agenda. Which, yeah, we do have some people, but we had to make some decisions and move very quickly. I used to take days to take those kind of decisions, but right now everything, knock on wood, everything is pretty quick decisions regarding the people around, and yeah.
How do you have a system for making, not necessarily just with people, but just decisions overall? And I just read this book, forgot the name. It's something about decisions. Wow, this is terrible. The Power of Decision. I believe is what it's called. And like he just said, like that ability to not stay stuck, because you're actually doing a lot more damage by just staying, not making any moves of any kind.
You got to think of it that if you are, it depends. You were talking about hiring people. We talking about decisions in general for a
Just
company.
overall decisions in business.
Okay, so if you don't know what to do, you don't do anything. You just stand still. That's fine. If you don't know what to do or there's no answers, or sometimes the energy is not there to take the decision. Sometimes it takes more time to take the decision. So it's okay to stand still. But once it's time to go, so you just go for it quickly as possible. Um, I take decisions today on meditations. I take my time on taking decisions. I'm not, I used to be very impulsive. It's take time to take the right decision. It takes time. I meditate on that. Um, if I need advice, I'm speaking with my partners. I'm asking them what they think about the situation. But it's really to be connected to my gut feeling. It's very important to be connected to that and move by that.
And that goes to, I mean, just probably all the self work that you do. So you're clear headed,
Yes.
making those
Yeah.
decisions and getting, and I'm totally with you on the sleep thing. I am not team no sleep. I'm Mr. 8 hours. I don't care. It shuts down at a certain time and we'll get to it tomorrow. Cause when I don't have sleep, even if I'm 2 hours, I'm off. Like I can just tell the next day.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Sleep is the most, you gotta sleep. It's a gym to your brain. And there is so much information that you receive once you sleep. And then you get the most creative a few seconds before you falling asleep. So right in that is where the most flow information come through at that point, that there is a lot of work to be done right there. Um, there's a lot of work to be done when you sleep. A lot of work. Um, yeah, a lot of work. But yeah, sometimes there, you just don't feel the answer. Sometimes I don't feel the answer, so I go for a walk. I listen to binaural beats. I think about it. I give it a day. I give it 2 days, and until the energy is positioned in the right place, and then take decision on this. And also, I gotta make sure it's all positive around this, because if there is a little drop of negativity, it's not a good thing.
So, that leads me to, so is it better than to just step away from the work until that energy is right then? And because some schools it can't. Now, if you have a deadline, you have a deadline. There's really not putting that off. But because I'm just trying to think during some moments from like, oh, we'll just push through, keep pushing through. It's going to work out. But it just doesn't, feels like it's all forced. So is it better just to take a step back?
It's better to step back and come back to that when it's ready. I don't know. For me, it's happened that sometimes, you lose something and then you look for it. At that moment, you can't find it. But then 2 hours later, you come back and then, it's right here. You were so stressed out about it 2 hours ago. You could not see it. It's right in front of your eyes. So the same thing. It's exact same thing. If it's good to push, 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 push. But sometimes once you push and you don't see the result, just let it be. Just let it be. And you'll see it might not, maybe it's not supposed to happen. So you're just pushing it and it's not supposed to happen. So let it be. Let the energy flow by and see what's there, come back to it and maybe approach this from a different thought, from a different angle, and then see. Maybe you're not supposed to work with that particular person, or maybe you're not supposed to do that particular thing. So you just let the energy to sit still and then come back and approach that.
It reminds me too, and I'm curious to get your take, because I hear this a lot too. A lot of entrepreneurs will say, sometimes what you think or how you think it's supposed to go isn't how it, like, the customers, the market, everything will show you the direction you need to go.
Right.
Have you ever dealt with that where like maybe you thought like, oh, this is going to be the way to do it, and then you started doing it like, oh no, actually we need to go that way?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
We started the company as a telehealth
that's right.
platform.
Yeah.
And it's just, okay, we built the whole thing. We spent money, took so long to build it. We got everything, all the certifications. But okay, now what? Marketing, okay, the market is flooded. How exactly we're differentiating ourselves from other people? Then we had to move some people around in the operation. We had to make tremendous changes in this. And then it's kind of, okay, I don't feel it. That's not the way to go. It did not flow the way it was supposed to be flowing. And then I met the scientists that created MindMaster, created a formula for that. And I looked at the product and I said, that's the answer. That's what we're going to do. And we created MindMaster. Everything starts from the mind. So that's our philosophy. That's company. It's all about the philosophy. Yes, we are selling MindMaster and we have beautiful events and we're going to have a coaching system. And then in the back end, we are still having the telehealth platform, but it's completely different angle. We had to change the whole thing. How the whole website, the way it built, it didn't work anymore. We had to do it all over again. Well, but now we're doing it. Now we're doing changes to focus on MindMaster. So now we're creating another website, mindmaster.live, another website just dedicated for MindMaster, another avenue for the company. So there is always changes, but you gotta be able to move very quickly. It's not the end of the world. That okay, and we're changing. It is what it is. We launched the operation. We thought, okay, are we gonna spend X amount of money on marketing? And this is what we're going to make. We launched it. We started doing marketing. We didn't do even half. It was disaster. It was terrible. Okay, gotta change. Gotta change the marketing people. Gotta change this. What are we going to do? Just keep pushing. Doesn't work. Doesn't work. We can see it right away. Doesn't work. Gotta change strategy. Gotta change. So you don't push. It's just a sign. And it's just a sign. Take the sign, analyze it, and move forward. Get it different. You're supposed to get excited about those kind of situations. Meaning, okay, it's time of growing. We're growing right now. That's so exciting. Oh, what direction are we taking right now? Let's grow. Get excited about this. Let's see where are we going. Ooh, it's exciting. I'm serious. So yeah.
Where are we going for the first MindMaster retreat?
Oh, I don't know. We'll think about it. We'll think about it. We'll see.
Well, your events are kind of like a mini retreat.
I know it is. It's fun, huh?
Yeah, right on the ocean there.
It's fun.
Yeah, no, it's right up my Eric. I know you'll dig it whenever you come that way. Let's see what he's going on over there.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know much about it. Like what the retreat entails exactly. So I guess I need to come experience one of the low-key events first, the regular events.
That's why we're doing the investor network and startups, and we have wine tasting, because it takes time to an individual to make a transition. So it's a soft landing. So that particular event starts in the evening at 6 p.m. until 11. So it's later in the day. So we're not going to have any yoga in the beginning, but or we had Tai Chi, the other event. That was fun. You took that one?
Yeah, that was great.
It was so much fun.
Yeah.
And we did the art of negotiation. I love that. I thought it was a great event. That's what we're doing it. So it's a soft landing for entrepreneurs, or well-being, wellness, who you are. It's an unseparated part from your journey to be a successful, or to lead a successful company. In fact, 20 to 30%, there was a research in Harvard, 20 to 30% of companies fail, not because of funding or not because of ideas. They fail because the mental health of the founder can handle it.
Wow.
can't handle it.
I believe that.
So so it's a very important to be, if I knew back 5 years ago what I know today, I would handle everything differently. Everything. But I went through all those stuff so I can be here and share that information and save you some years of work. So you can right away skyrocket and be at the top instead of 7 years in 1 year. So and that's completely possible. But that's why we're going through those kind of stuff, so we can share it. But yeah, so that we're doing those events, so it's a soft landing for entrepreneurs that don't really, for individuals, not whoever, small business owners, entrepreneurs, individuals that want to maximize themselves and don't know how. So that's a soft landing to that kind of such a beautiful settings. Yeah, there's still some wine around. There is a lot of mind master,
Yeah.
a lot of mind master, but very healthy environment and event and conversations and good people and very healthy environment. We're gonna start doing also singles event.
Oh boy.
Yeah, we're gonna do singles
There we
event.
go.
Yeah,
I'll
should
come to
go.
that, yeah.
Yeah, singles event. So yeah, so that's healthy. No, you go to a bar, you see a nice lady or not, like no one talks to anyone, and everything is online, and the dating online is just disaster. It's absolutely disaster. I'm lucky. I met my partner. I met him in a personal situation, but before that, it's just disaster. And that's my partner idea. He wants to do that. I said, that's a great idea. We should bring people together. But what a great setting is to start this kind of event with yoga, because you go to a yoga class, you go just you don't wear makeup or heels or suit. You just come the way you are, and you do yoga class. So that's a great opportunity to meet individuals from whatever you're attracted to meet. You just see them the way they are, without all the mask, without all the extras. It's not needed. So yeah, so it's a soft landing.
Yeah, and as the more we talk, the more I'm realizing we can really flush this out, because what I love about I told you this is I come to your events in gym clothes.
Yeah.
Usually I'm wearing this. What you're saying, I wear a sport coat, dress shoes, everything like that, going out to all these other events, which is fine. But it feels nice just to go somewhere. I'm like, oh, okay. And I wanted to bring this up. The first event I went, we did the Kundalini meditation.
Yeah.
Like, wow. That was my first impression going there. I got there, we do this meditation. I was just like in Zen the entire night. But that's what I mean. Like a lot of it. And again, I'm not putting down any other events. They're all great, but it's one thing to go to an event and be like, oh, let me talk to this. Maybe people are drinking, and it's just very, those walls are up. You can tell everyone's like, hey, what do you do? What do you do? And making a quick assessment. Like, do we continue talking to each other?
What's your LinkedIn? Give me your LinkedIn.
Yeah. What's your LinkedIn? Yeah. But with yours, it's more of like, oh, maybe we'll talk when we get to it, but we're going to do this meditation first, or we're going to do this yoga first. We're going to do the Tai Chi clinic first.
Yeah.
And it creates this warm communal energy.
Yeah.
Because now I just did Tai Chi or yoga next to somebody, or we meditated together, and it's like, I remember it's like, what's your name, man? Like, I'm looking at the ocean, and it's like, it was great, but it makes it a lot more human, if you will. Like a lot of walls get knocked down in it. And I love too that you're introducing these tools that can improve your life and improve entrepreneurship. So it's really a unique take of it. It's the first thing I've experienced like this, and you do it very well. You guys are very organized. I mean, it's a well-oiled machine.
Thank you.
I show up and, you got the person with the computer there, like, what's your name? It's legit.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, it's very important for us to bring people together, and it's not about what you do and give me your LinkedIn. By the way, this LinkedIn thing, when somebody asks me what's your LinkedIn, I know I will never speak with them ever again. It's like how I just don't get it. I really don't get it. What's happened to the phone number? Give me your phone number. Give me your phone number so I can text you when
That's
I
what you
want.
said to me. I go, yeah, what's your LinkedIn? You're like, dude, LinkedIn. You're just like, just take my number, man. Like, wow, like an actual communication.
Yeah, what like LinkedIn, how you create relationships and how you bond with people. It was LinkedIn. Stay in touch with LinkedIn. I don't even remember half of the people on LinkedIn. It's that's not what we all about. That's not what we all about. And yeah, those events meant to bring people together, to introduce a new lifestyle, changing lifestyle, and really support your journey. And I'm so happy you're loving it. That makes my I want to do more. I want to do double.
Well, I love that you're switching it up too to different things, and you're allowing other people to come in and share their crafts.
Absolutely.
Um, so it's helping other people out too, exposing them to new networks
Yeah.
and everything like that. So yeah, no, to me, I've felt the benefit, and you said this at the last event I was at. You were talking about, because you really spoke to me on this one. You may not have been speaking to me directly, but you were indirectly in a way. You said, for people especially are very artistic.
Yeah.
And I'll just put myself out there like, oh, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this over here. Like it's very, you just want to try to do everything. But then when it comes to sitting down and doing like the numbers, the analytical stuff, the stuff that you really need that focus and attention. I remember you telling me like that's a skill that once you can hone that in, especially for those artistic people, that's when your world can really open up.
Yeah, you gotta do both.
Yeah.
You can't you every artist, most artists that I met, I know it's their business. If they're singers or they're artists or whatever they do, that's their business. You gotta be able to see it and do your financials. You gotta be able to read a contract and not send it to some friend, read it for me. No, that's your business. You treat yourself as a business. You're a business, you're a startup owner, you're an entrepreneur, and your business is your singing career or your business is your acting career, and that's what it is. So you have to separate it too. And yeah, there is not fun stuff that needs to be done. There's not fun stuff like the accounting, and maybe there is contracts that need to be done, or maybe hiring people, whatever they're working on. But being able to separate it too, the analytic mind and the creative mind, and have a nice balance between those two, that's a key to succeed. When I was in fashion, oh, I was all over the place. Oh my God. I would speak and I would do gazillion things and nothing got done the way it was supposed to be done. And ideas, great ideas. But no grounding. Nothing got grounded and calm for reality, because I would want to do everything and always high, always in the high. And I started to do a lot of work and listen to a lot of binaural beats. And I was just hours walking and walking and walking hours. And then I pay attention to how it's balancing my mind, really balancing my mind. And I did it over. So I became too analytic, and kind of my creativity went away. It took me a while to, until now, basically, to release that and get balanced. Um, I became so analytic on everything. And then my little artist inside start crying. Where are you, Adari? Where are you? Get out! Get out! So I had to bring it out, and that's Mindmaster. That's the company. That's Gula World. Um, yeah, and also the people that I was surround myself, like very analytic, very. Then now there's good balance between the two. But yeah, but that's what mind master is for, is to balance yourself so you can do both. You can be creative, and but then you can also be focused and take care of for business. Go for meetings, be sharp, be focused, know exactly what you're talking about. When you get a contract from an attorney, you don't send it to somebody to read it for me, and then 5 points you missed, you sign it. Oh, I didn't know. No, you take responsibility on your life. You are in charge on you're leading your own future, stepping into your own personal leadership of your operation. So very important.
I love that. And if we could go a little deeper on that, you're listening to the binaural beats, or when you were in those moments when you were really structuring your mind, were you doing visualization? Was it affirmations? What was it that you do when you were listening to like the binaural beats and getting your mindset, I guess?
So listening, so basically I would walk hours, I still do walk hours with that in my ears. And it just it's just very interesting how it works. But the ideas all of a sudden comes in, it just comes in. So I call it an exercise. It's not a meditation, it's an exercise. It's just walking for hours with that binaural beats. And then it just, I don't know, you get downloads. You just like, you walk and you talking. I talk to myself and I release a lot of things, and I remind myself a lot of things that, for example, what I'm grateful for. This is great. If in my situation, okay, so let's count all the blessing. Let's see where I'm at here. And then if something didn't work the way I was expecting for that to work. So I sometimes I need a reminder. Okay, Dari, relax. It's not meant to be. There is something else for you. Don't push. Don't get into this energy. It's just release, and it's just a switch in your mind. The minute you release, you will be shocked. It's just an instant what come back to you almost immediately. And those comes in those walks with binaural beats. There are that's one exercise. Then there is meditation. Then there is meditation and meditate there's meditation uh that basically you have a subject you're thinking about. So you're thinking about, for example, um let's say if I want to hire a person, or I want to release a person, I want to release somebody. No, I don't like to use the word fire. Release. I just release them to do what to I do a favor for them because it doesn't work. But do I really want to do it? Is that the right time to do it? So that's meditation. So I meditate, and I in attention for that particular subject, and then I see what comes up. What When my mind is calm, what comes up. The whole point is to calm my mind and see what's the true download, and like shut and like relax all the other stuff. And it can take 5, 5, 10, 15 minutes. So that's when you focusing on one thing, or you have a move. There is a deal going on, and there is a move, and you got to think every word, every email that you say count. Everything count. So to analyze everything, that's through that kind of meditation. So you can sit calm, and you sit calm, and you think about that situation. And then, okay, so who is in this situation? That person, that person, that person. Okay, I'm gonna say that. What's the reaction? What I'm gonna get? What are the option? A, B, C, D, whatever, or C, or that person, what's going to be the reaction then? Then you think and then you analyze. So back to your question, how taking decisions. For example, if you're working on a deal or you're working on a transaction or something. So, and this is also when you can calm down and really understand the personalities of the people around. So you understand them and you know how to speak with them or what to say and how to say or when to say, or maybe not saying anything. But that's from this kind of meditations. And then there is the visualization, visualize meditations. That's another kind of meditation. So um it depends what you're working on. You're working on turning negative to positive. So if, for example, if somebody is whatever situation there is, somebody is bothering you, so you can release that situation and turn it to a positive. So for example, I like to transform everything to the little uh sunshine on the water. So I imagine that everything is turning to the little crystals on the water, or that there is a big tree that like all that negativity turning to a big tree, beautiful tree with beautiful fruits that everyone is enjoy from that. That's kind of meditation. If I working on to um transform negative to positive, and then if I'm working on channels of abundance, um I like to draw light from the infinity. So um so basically um I draw light from the infinity through my crown chakra, and I imagine how it's washing my body and going down to my roots and the tree of life. If you It's from Kabbalah, tree of life. So everything goes through the tree of life for my family, people with me. So everyone benefit from that light. So those kind of meditations that I specifically working on, it's different kind. And yeah, it depends what needs to be worked on at that particular day.
I
It
don't remember
depends.
if it was not Tony Robbins, Tim Ferriss or someone else. He studied a lot of successful people, and like what he found was like he's like the quality that they all possess was just being able to handle those high stress moments without losing their shit. Essentially, it's like so that it just shows you the value of that, because once you lose your mind, you're done. So like it makes a lot of sense. So it's like, hey, you just becoming that type of person that's strong and with a strong foundation is very valuable. That might even be more important before you even start some of the other things with your business. You know, it's like being able to be a solid person and be there for yourself when shit hits the fan, because it will hit the fan at some point.
Yeah, it's yeah, being calm in the storms and situations, that's very important. This is how you do it. You just sit and breathe and remind yourself that okay, that's a situation. It's not the end of the world. Um, I'm a big believer that once you do things from full integrity, you have nothing to worry about. Full integrity, unconditional love, and you're always positive. There is nothing to worry about. And if shit hits the fan, so meaning you're not supposed to be there, there is better place for you to be, and that's okay. That's all good. So you're being thrown right now, thrown to another place that's actually better for you. So you should get excited about this. It's not going to be easy, but that's fine. But you have all the tools to handle this. It's fine. It's all good. You're supported. I can tell you miracles that happened for me during my time the past 15 years. Miracles that you hear only in biblical time, like crazy stuff that really taught me how to trust the process. and really be calm about this. That even something doesn't look good at that moment, okay, all right, take a deep breath. Always draw the line, draw the light, be focused. Okay, don't have remind. I remind myself, it's okay. You don't have to reply right now. It's okay. You can wait. You can wait. You can wait another hour, another 2 hours. No problem. Not a day, maybe another 3 days. It's okay. Just you're gonna make the move when you're ready to make the move. But basically there is nothing really to worry about. You have to understand everything you want is already yours. It is. It's a fact. Is that you have to. We come here to do the work and to clear to clear your belief system, the limitations that you come into this world with, if it makes sense. You come in with a belief system limitations that comes from your family, from your ancestors. So you grew up with this. So and I don't know if you want to get into past life situation. I'm not an expert, but
Let's do it.
but
I just read the book Many Lives, Many Masters right over there.
so sometimes you see, let's talk about this life. So I don't know, you have a lot of not past life people, people following you, so I don't know if
It's a little bit of
yeah,
everything. So
yeah, it's a little bit
there's
everything.
a few of them
Okay.
out there. Yeah. Reincarnation, all that
Reincarnate.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, but you see, but you come here. Where are you from again, Sam?
Illinois.
Illinois. So you
Originally.
come from Illinois. So you come from where? A small town.
Small town.
From a small town. How many people lives in your town?
Less than 20,000.
You see, so you come from a small place with a small with a belief systems that you come into, and you come in. You made all the journey to Los Angeles. You have a big vision that you want to be in a entertainment business and do all those great stuff. But you come in, you have something. It's like a weight that pulling you down and telling you, Sam, you can't do this. No, you're gonna be in this little town and you're gonna be a teacher or whatever. I don't know what. But everyone has that. Whatever you come from, it doesn't matter what is your background. On my background, I'm from Israel, so I come with that baggage, and I come from a more religious place. So to break those walls of religion, that if I don't keep Shabbat or if I don't eat kosher, so something bad gonna happen to me. So absorbing my tradition from a loving point of view and not from a fear point of view, that's the growth. So we come in with tons of shells, we call it shells, tons of limitation that your soul is surrounded. So our job is to clear those shells. And once those shells is being clear, you can literally grab what you want. So every time you think you learn a lesson, so the universe will send you a test to see, you thought you learned a lesson. Let's see if you really learned the test. Here, I throw you this person on you. I throw on you this situation. Let's see what you learn. Let's see what you learned, Sam. And it's so funny because I started recognizing that. So I started talking to myself, say, okay, I was like, you guys, you're testing me again. I got you. I know what's going to happen. So you see, so technically everything you want, it's already yours. It's as your own, it has your own unique DNA, and you meant to shine your light on others, and you meant to lift other people, because each one of us has a mission in this world. It's not just me, it's you, everyone around. The key is to find what is it and really do the work to release those limitations. And it goes really, really, really back. It goes really back. Let me tell you a story, how back it goes. So I come from Israel. My family, not tradition, but I come from a religion in Israel. It's you study the Bible in classes when you're really young. It's pretty religious, but not really, really religious. It's kind of traditional, but compared to here, it's more structured. Anyway, my parents, I love them, great parents. But when I grew up, it was very tough education. It was tough love at the house. It was not easy. And my mom, God bless his heart, we have great relationship. But when I grew up, she didn't even let me grow my hair long. I had one eyebrow, whatever, and I could not buy nice clothes and all those type of stuff. But that's happened many years ago. It's already gone. That's not relevant. But I start getting all those signs that something going on with my parents, with my mom. And I did not what was it. And I got those signs through dreams, through starting seeing people that looks women that looks like my mom. And then I started looking into it, and actually, I want to say something before I'm telling you that story. That's just how you clear history. So during my process of growing, I had to disconnect myself from everyone, including my own parents. So I told my parents, Mom, Dad, I love you to death, but I'm not going to talk with you right now. My mom crying, my dad crying, blah, 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 all those things. And then I fall really on my face. And then the only call that I made is for my dad. And my dad brought me to Israel. I stayed in Israel for 3 months. And how bad the relationship with my parents was before that. We bonded back again from unconditional love. So I grew up and I start recreating everything from a place of unconditional love. So for the first time in my life, I came back to Israel and my parents accepted me for exactly the way I am. My mom didn't tell me, oh, you should go be a nurse. Or what are you doing there by yourself? You should come and live back in Israel. And for the first time, they accepted me for exactly the way I am. My hair, my dad even told me, they didn't even accept I'm blonde. Oh, you're brown. You should be back brunette, they used to tell me. So for the first time, oh, your hair, let's go get I was so broke. Let's go get your highlights done. Let's get you're a businesswoman. Let's get your nails done. Let's get you some new shoes. Let's get you going. So my parents, they're not rich. They're very comfortable, middle class family, full of love. But they took care for my basic need that I needed. So if my mom knew to go and buy me a ticket for the bus, so I have unlimited bus tickets. So that's what she did. I just don't like to take the bus, so I would walk all the way. I would walk hours just not take the bus because I just don't want to do that. Just walk hours. I would not take the bus. But my point is growing from a place of unconditional love, and I got so much tools. And I got back to United States, and they knew that I'm gonna stay there sometimes at my friend's house in Woodland Hills. They knew where I'm staying, and really growing from a place of unconditional love and a full support system, and that was completely a place you can't. You just cannot be complete with yourself if you don't have these really good connections with your roots, with where you're coming from. So with that being said, so my relationship with my parents is really good. I used not to talk with them. We talk every day, and I call them every day and call me every day, and all good. But with that, I start time is passing by. We're talking about, let's say, almost a year ago. I started seeing signs about something about my mom. It's showing up in my dreams. I see people looks like my mom. And I speak with my coach, and she pulled one of those cards, oracle cards, past life issue. And I'm thinking, okay, so what is the past life issue? And she pulled out another card, and the card was about my mom. Your mom is the same mom in the past in a few circles. You might have good relationship with your mom right now, but past life situation was not resolved yet. I'm thinking that's weird. Me and my mom has great relationship. What needs to be resolved? But you see, I need to resolve something that the trauma was so big that it had to go so back in order to release something from my mom to me, in order to release and launch, get to launch of the operation. So I had to do really deep digging into that and see exactly what's the problem. And I walk on the beach. You see, I walk on the beach with, that was a walking meditation. And I started talking to myself and I said, okay, what is with your mom? I had a dream. And in my dream, I saw my mom wearing a black lace. And I said, black lace? My mom, it was only on her chest. What does that mean? I don't know. Last time I saw black lace, it was not that good. I called my mom. She says she's healthy. So I don't know what does that mean. And I was thinking, okay, Hadari, think what, you know that every physical problem you have, physical problem you have, it's comes from a metaphysical reason. So for example, if you have a cold or you are uh, or your throat is stressed, so meaning you have a lot of stress. So every problem you have in your body, there's a metaphysical reason for it. So I was thinking, okay, what problem my mom has? She says she's healthy, and then it's hit me. Okay, she has scoliosis. And then I called my mom and I asked my mom, when did scoliosis started? And she said, I'm born with it. So from a simple Google, I Googled metaphysical reason for scoliosis. And then four scoliosis shows up, like in the tail, in the stomach, heart, and throat. And each one, it literally says, what is the reason? I send it to my mom and I ask her, okay, where is the like where you have the scoliosis? And she said in her heart. And her heart says scoliosis in the heart. It literally said lack of self-love. And then everything everything comes to me. And meaning, so think about past lives. So past life, so seventh generation. We're talking about like 200 years ago. My mom is European, so a Jewish soul in Europe 250 years ago with a sixth sense, a strong woman and Jewish. So think what condition that soul has and how it's reflecting me as her daughter, and how she from unconditional love doing those worries, but I'm connecting to her from the umbilical cord. So meaning, even if we have those ocean between us, when she's sleeping at night and she's worried about me, that's putting a block on what I want to do here.
Whoa.
So
I've never heard that before.
Yeah. So well, that's what's happened. That what it was. And I hit the nail. I called my mom and I said, Mom, and you see, so back to the story. So you see, so my mom, she's very powerful woman. She's a nurse. She's taking care of for a lot of people, a big heart. But when I grew up, who knows what happened to her soul that my mom has short hair, but she made me wear short hair. She made me look like a boy when I was little. And when I grew up, so she, for example, when I discovered that I have sixth sense, so she was suppressing it. She didn't want me to have the sixth sense. She did it subconsciously, because who knows what the souls went through 250 years ago. So she passed this for me. And on top of it, now I'm here by myself in the United States. So because the way she was so hard on me when I was in Israel, that's why I'm here in the United States by myself. And I told her, Mom, there is nothing to worry. You have to be happy that I'm here because I've learned all of it so I can heal our family tree trauma that we have, and we can accelerate. So now we have new nieces in the family. So the new niece and new kids that come into the family can enjoy a better lifestyle for themselves. And that's the work that I'm exploring and I'm resolving. And that's my job. And you should be happy about it and not worry that I'm here by myself and like feel bad that because of you, the way you behave when I was younger, that's why you should not think that because of you I'm here. I'm here because I want to be here. So we did a few exercises that literally did it, and it's resolved this. And literally, yeah, it's resolved this whole situation. So that's back to the shells. So that's a very deep work that was done.
That's beyond deep. Like that's the middle of the ocean.
That's a very deep work. So that's what I'm saying. But everyone got to do this work. And once you do this kind of work, you have your own unique DNA signature on everything you want, and you literally can grab it. So you have a flow of information that comes through you because you're that close to the creator light, and it just flow through you. So you can have those downloads and you can have those realizations, and everyone can do this kind of work. And it's just to be open for it.
I'm ready to take some Mind Master.
Let's do a shot.
Go out in your backyard near the ocean and let's start meditating or something.
Let's do meditation.
No, you bring up, that is probably one of the best descriptions I've heard, because a term that I've become familiar with, generational trauma.
Yeah.
And the more like I explore that, the more I'm like, oh no, I think that is a real thing. Like, and it goes so deep. It's so wide and broad from so many different civilizations and groups and families. And it makes sense though. It makes sense though that there is that one person in the line that's like, okay, I've inherited this. I'm going to do the work to clear this, if you will. So moving forward, I'm not going to pass this down.
Exactly. Exactly. Because I want my cousins and my niece. We have a new niece. She's 3. She's so cute.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah. So I don't want them. If she wants to be an artist, go for an art school. Don't be in this chase of going to school, and get yourself a nice job and do something. My cousin, she's such a great dancer. She's just so into the system that she cannot even think behind, okay, maybe I'll go for a dance school. Maybe I'll invest more in that. Maybe, and she knows how to draw very, very well. She can't even think about it because she's so into the system. So I want to release that, so the new generations first in the family can explore what their soul is craving, what they really, really want to do. Everything starts with themselves. And I even told my parents, when I told them I'm about to launch a really big company. We're about to support billions of people in the world, but first we got to heal ourselves. So I need you, let's heal, let's work on this together. Let's do it. When I told my mother, I told her the situation. I told her she started crying. She's like, she really understood that, which was, for me, it was a big surprise because I didn't know how open they're going to be to even hear that, but they were really open to hear that. And thank God we did the work, and yeah, it's great. But everything starts within. We're going and supporting gazillion people in the world. First, everything started within. So my body, my soul, but then the family, the family, it's part of me. So that's very important.
Well, first of all, that's incredible. Thank you for sharing that. And it really is. I mean, the thing is, a lot of this stuff is free.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
You gotta pay for the Mind Master.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna keep plugging that throughout the episode. I'm just throwing Mind Master.
Mind Master.
We'll put a link in the description. But a lot of this stuff is really simple, and it sounds like, if I'm reading it correctly, when you first started the company, you want to do this big telehealth thing and this, that, and the other, but only to come full circle and realize like, oh, well, we can actually go this approach.
Yeah.
And a lot of things that people think they're going to need to help themselves, whatever that may be,
right,
they may not need.
So you go for a therapist. What is the how long do you need to go for this therapist? The whole goal of each therapy, a coaching system, at one point, you become the coach, you become the master. So you don't need to take the coaching anymore. So you become the master, or you graduate for a higher master. You understand? So you're not dependent on this. So you grow, you graduated. You graduated, you grow above, you create something new, you create your own system. You shine your light on other people, or it's okay to have a coach, but maybe a different level of coaching, a higher level coaching. My coach that I had before I got divorced, and the coach that I have after, and the coach that I have now, and 3 different ones. It's like I'm graduate. It's like separate. There is like a separation, and then there is separation, and who knows?
Did you make that decision to change coaches?
Yes,
Yeah. So you just knew like, okay,
I
I've
just
learned everything
knew.
I can learn from this.
Yes, and it's always loving transition. It's not hard feeling. We just know that coach come in to teach what they're supposed to be teaching, and now it's time to move on to a different kind of coach. And uh, it's the first time that I have a male coach. I always had female. Now I have a male coach, but it's very sharp, and talking on completely different. The conversation angles are very high level, and it's very exciting. It's very exciting. I work with him for, I think, short time. I don't count. I don't want to count. Good stuff. We work for not long too long time, and it's just incredible. Yeah.
And you touched on something. We've talked about this on this show before a lot because, we talked to a lot of people, actors, artists that you do come from places not Los Angeles usually. And again, like just it really is getting here was over half the battle, like mentally, like to mentally just say, hey, I'm going to leave and just go. And we had an acting teacher tell us like sometimes the biggest deterrents are going to be the ones closest to you. They may love you, but they try to get you to do what they think is best for you and not what's really best for you. And it always makes me wonder how many people out there they never try, first of all, but they never even knew to try. They were just conditioned from day one, and they're just maybe that thing that was inside them that they really wanted to do, they never explore. They never even knew they could explore it. So I think you touched on a really important thing.
Oh, it's very important to really follow what you want to do and really shut down those noises around, because sometimes the people that love you, they just, this worry thing, worry is just putting a blocks on you. It's putting the uncertainty in the air. And when somebody that close to you, like your parents or your brothers or your whatever, it's put that kind of uncertainty, there is direct reaction on you. Direct reaction on you. Not talking with them it's not an option. Absolutely not an option. It's to do the work with them. It's to do the work with them. And if the work doesn't work, that's okay, but at least you try. But then there is like your feeling of release that, okay, I try. That's what it is. So we'll give it a break, maybe a year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever time it takes. But then you fly high, but you release that point. You don't have, oh, I shouldn't do this, I shouldn't do that. Does it make any sense?
Mm-hmm.
Or at least you try.
Yeah. Instead of just sweeping it under
And
the
so
rug.
exactly. So not talking is not an option. But also, if they're really putting blocks and worrying all the time, that's not good. That's a block on you. That's a block on you. So yeah, it's got to be resolved.
It's just a reminder too. And I talk about it on here. I'll be good about it, but I'm guilty as anyone. You just with social media and stuff, just what you intake into your mind, like what you look at visually. What are you? And that's another great thing about your events that's really taken me to another level of reminder is, hey, this brain, you have to put the work into it. Like it's not, and really you learn that just pure intelligence is okay. Someone may be smart or maybe very creative, but that's only going to take you so far, if anything. You got to be able to understand how this operates and how to become efficient and not let stuff in that shouldn't be and that starts it's really crazy. to be
Yeah.
honest with you. No pun intended. But
Yeah. Yeah. You gotta know what to put in and block what is not relevant and give zero attention to negativity. Zero. There's so much negative stuff going on online. Just give no attention to that. Zero. Because it's like a black hole. Once you give a negativity, you give it a finger, it's gonna take your whole hand. You just have to block it, not give it any attention, not reply, nothing. Just be firm with who you are, and where you feel somebody has problem with that, don't watch. Don't watch, unfollow, whatever.
I love it.
Yeah, it's I was struggling with that for a while. I got cyberbullying for, yeah, s- I was struggling with that. Um, but thank God we didn't really I didn't it was really hard. I didn't really talk about it. I didn't really give it any attention online, and it is what it is. It's just a learning experience.
It's made people very disconnected. I feel like, it's easy just to type with no profile picture, and people say
People
crazy
hide,
things.
yeah, people just hide behind computers and hiding behind a computer and write whatever you want. That's easy. That's easy. You can do that. Everyone can do that. It's not productive. Why to put energy on this? It's not productive. So
Oh, and really, like, a lot of it, people, they're not happy with their lives most of the time. So they look at outlets to release that energy onto other people.
well, it's very sad because in the end, it's just damaging themselves.
Hmm.
It's very sad, but yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is, and it's just an example. It's turning on them, and ignoring this kind of situations and not letting any negativity in. It's a key to keep going and stay focused and focus on building the future, and that's it.
I love it. I'm just going to check our time because I've just been sucked into a black hole here. I've just. um, is there anything else you wanted to discuss with anything else that you have going on, or anything in
um
general?
Anything in general. Let's see. It's amazing. I love it. You're amazing. I think you're great.
Oh, no,
He
likewise.
Yeah.
is. He is. Yeah.
It's so amazing. Your energy is good,
Yeah.
very calm,
Mm.
very good. Very good.
No, and I met you the first night. I'm just like, I even told Erica, like, man, I went to this event. Her name's Hadari. Like, she's on just like a different level. Like, before I left that event that night, because it was a packed event. I didn't know if I was going to get to talk to you guys. At least wanted to tell you, like, hey, great job. But then we were able to connect at the end, and then I got sucked into the mind master world. But no, I'm just really, it is, and you are right about Los Angeles. I've heard one time, I had a friend say, she told me Los Angeles is a very lonely place. And at first I'm like, what do you mean? Like,
Yeah.
there's so many people here. How could it be lonely? But you are right. Like, if you're not a part of communities out here, you just stick to your geography of wherever you're at. And most of us live in apartments. It's not, you just go in and shut the door, and there's not really that community
Yeah.
unless you're really active trying to find it.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's why we created this community, so you can get out, be outside, be in nature, meet like-minded people, and be a family, and really, really work on what you are working. That's very, very important. Um, that's very important.
And at that last fireside chat in particular, I mean, but all of them I've been to, but The last one, like I left that one like pumped. Like,
That was a good one, huh?
oh, it was great. Like everyone on that panel, including yourself. But it was just those nuggets, reminders. And I'm like, I need to hear this. Like, I need to hear this because I'm on my own journey trying to figure it out. And you do have those days where, you have to like really learn how to, when you're not feeling it, get back in that zone to feel it. And it's okay. You're human. You're not going to feel the same every single day. But just hearing those entrepreneurs up there saying, I'm paraphrasing all this, but like, yeah, Monday to Friday doesn't exist, dude. Like, tell your friends, tell your family that this is how it is now with what you're doing. But I felt heard. I felt seen. I'm like, oh my God. Like, yeah, like that's.
Yeah, there is no Monday, Friday. There's like the other day I was, what I was, yeah, we had a holiday and then I got some good news or something. I sat on my computer until 3 a.m. in the morning. Yeah, I had to wake up that day at 5 a.m. And I had to be up all the way to, that was yesterday, all the way to midnight. That's why I was crashing today. And I said, I have to take a nap in the afternoon so I can at least speak here. So yeah, but it is what it is. You got to do what you got to do. But you know what? The good news is you chose those life. You chose that. That you could easily choose something else, but no, you chose that. So you choose that. Just be proud of it. Understand that that's the journey, and that's it. And be okay. Be cool with it. Be cool with it. Don't be too hard on yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself. It's okay to try things and try it again and try it again and try it again until you find the right thing, the right moment. And if something doesn't go the way you were expected to go, so it's a favor. You should be excited about it. Okay, I get to do something else. You should get all excited. You know, when we decided to change the telehealth to the MindMaster, what an argument I had with the tech guy. Well, we build all this with, I was like, dude, I know. I paid you to do that. But look, now we need to do this. So what do you want to do? There are two options, or that you are doing it or that somebody else is doing it. How do you want this to happen? Do you want to do it? Or somebody else is doing it. Okay, I'll do it. Okay, cool, do it. You know, it is what it is. It's like, you know, it is what it is. I always remind myself, I chose the journey. That's what I chose for myself. Be proud. And that's it. And just enjoy the process, enjoy the ride.
Yeah, and I've been on both sides of the fence. Like I've been on the steady train. And I've been on the not steady journey.
Really?
You know, working jobs and then not working jobs and just doing it on your own. And I always when I do get to those moments, like, man, probably would be a little easier just to do this over here. But then you just realize if I did that over there, first of all, I'm sacrificing myself to a certain degree. But second of all, I know day one in that orientation, I'm going to be thinking about, oh, what if I just would have done this over here? Or what do I got to do to get back to that that level of freedom? And it's so real. I just value my time and freedom so much now. Like especially the older I get, I'm like, man, this is a gift. Like your energy, your time, your freedom. Like, and I love what Ty Lopez says. I'm paraphrasing him, but he says you really have to drop out of society. And I understand now what he meant by that. I don't think he's saying like abandon everything, go on a farm per se, but your mindset. You have to shift that mindset from, all right, this is how things are done now. And it's not an overnight thing, at least for me. Like the ambition is overnight, but the actual reprogramming of your mind not to get stuck in like you said, that conditioning from a small town. Like, well, you got to have your 401k set and you got to have this and you got to have that. And if you're not, oh my gosh, what are you going to do? And it's like those fears are constantly being put upon you. But then, you know,
it's a chain. It's a chain.
Yeah.
You just tied up to the system. But once you understand that you are the system, so everything is possible. Everything is possible.
I love that. You're the system.
Yeah, you're the system. You're create what you want to do, and that's it. And you don't have to, but you have to be cool with that. But you see, once you think maybe if I do this, that's the uncertainty that created the dissonance. So then the universe will send you that potential job opportunity and to say, okay, he thought that maybe, so I'll send him that job and let's see if he really wants to do all these podcasts and he wants this this lifestyle. Do you understand? So once you even think about it, they say, okay, let's see. Boom. And they will jump. When I say they, the creator, the universe, they will jump. And right away, we'll send you that test, the little test, and they'll see, okay, did you learn something? Oh, you learned. Okay, time to let's do something else. Let's.
I'm chugging Mind Master and I'm jumping in sound baths and I'm
Yeah, you're doing well. You're doing well. As long as you're certain on what you do and you know you want it in your full heart and mind, so you're not gonna fall to those tests. You're not gonna fall to any of those tests. You're just going to fly above this. You're gonna fly above those tests. You're gonna be fine. Just don't even think about it.
And we talk about this, has come up a lot. Even the more you progress on your path, you would think those voices would completely go away, but they try their best to still get you.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
come on, are you sure? You're sure? It's
yeah.
Like, stop. Like, stop. I already told you no, but they keep coming back. So yeah, you're right. You really gotta. They do throw you those tests, that temptations
to see. Oh, let's see what he's going to do. Let's see what she's going to do if we're gonna send her that test. Let's see what she's going to do. With me, I would. For me, it's about people around. Is recognize the right people and really let go to the. So every time I think that I clear out, now I'm good. Then there's another test come in, but this time I'm not gonna argue. I'm not gonna fight. I'm just gonna let it be. And thank God I figure out only in a week and not in 6 months, not in a year. It's not fun to figure out that you decide to work with somebody and you pay them salary and then it's just not the way you thought it is. See, I like to give opportunities for people. I love giving opportunities. I believe everyone. I really believe everyone. But now I'm learning to really pay attention and act on the underlying dots. That was a really learning process for me. So now that part is coming together, and I get tested. I just got tested. I literally just got tested regarding something. I can share. I'll share it. I share a test. So I decided to work with somebody very very successful, and it took 6 months to bring the guy into the operation. 6 months. I'm speaking with him, talking with him. Maybe yes, maybe no. And finally, we have a deal, and he decided to come working with us. And I was so excited that he's joining us. There was a weird situation. We have a contract. I know when we start working, and I know where the payday is supposed to be, and he threw on me some kind of a card out of nowhere that I was just refusing to put that energy on that company. On the company. I'm not really comfortable to talk exactly what is it.
Sure.
I'll tell you offline. I was just refusing to put that pressure on that company. And I was so cool about this. I was in shock for myself how cool I was about this. A year ago, there's no way I would be cool. I would let that energy, that negativity drop into the operation. But I was so cool about that. And that guy just automatically, naturally drop off. It just naturally, organically dropped off. I didn't need it even to fire him. Nothing. To let him go. I'm sorry, not fire. Let him go. He just naturally dropped from the operation. I said, "Oh, cool! I'm getting the hang of it."
Because you just the way you were able to
The
not
way I handled that, the way I led the situation, I didn't let that. I completely blocked this negativity that came to me completely unexpectedly. That unnecessary pressure, unnecessary situation that was created, and I blocked myself to that, and I said no. And I know he's a good guy. He's a good skills, very talented. And when I shared that information with my business partner, that is also our investor, he asked me, "Oh, that's a loss." And I said, "You know what? I understand." And I told him in the beginning, it is a loss. But in my mind and heart, I knew it's not a loss. But then after I explained him more the situation and what's happened, we all agreed that that was the best way to go about this. So, yeah. So I'm so happy that that situation just dropped naturally. So meaning, it's all accelerating. And guess what? Literally a week later, somebody new walked in. Less than a week later. And guess what? With exact same amount of money that the other guy asked for, the same salary, bull, exactly the same. Exactly the same.
it's almost like the
So
universe
there
was
was
like,
just like yeah, it's just like a little shift. Sorry, a little shift in the energy. A little. So there we had the storm. We had a storm with that guy. I just accepted that, and but from the other side, something else walked in, got in, so smooth, so clear, so easy, and we are two weeks in, and it's beautiful. So yeah, I'm getting I'm mastering the art right now of claiming what is already mine, and what is already ours, I should say. Yeah.
yeah, no, I've taken a lot. It reminds me of the Tai Chi workshop a
Yeah.
little bit instead of trying to like force
Yeah.
like, no, like
Yeah,
let it
just
come
like
to
this,
you
move
and move as you
this,
go.
move like this, do this, So that's exactly what it is. I
Yeah.
literally did not need it to do anything. You just drop, bloop. And
Mm.
then from there, and all I did is just blocking that. And I was just blocking him. I told him very firm, this is what's going to happen in this and that date. That's it. That's it. Not even talking, not even nothing. And then from the other side, something else walked, like literally flying, really nice. Yeah. So
I'm reading it's called Invent and Wander. It's by Walter Isaacson, but it's the writings of Jeff Bezos. And man, it's mainly his letters to his shareholders each year, and they're taking it from the beginning to like now. And you talk about someone who's thinking long term. So it seems like you have that wisdom and foresight to like these things may look good in the short term,
yeah.
but being able like is this best for the company overall 5 years
Yeah.
down the road, 10
Yeah.
years down the road, whatever that may be.
Yeah. I always say we take the whole time. We have the whole time in the world to build this company. We're not running a sprint. We have the whole time in the world to do what needs to be done, and it's done correctly. It's done clear, firm, strong roots, strong operations, strong team. None of us is first time entrepreneur. Every single one of us been through some stuff, has a lot of experience, and that's very, very, very important.
Excellent. Well,
Yeah.
Hadari, this has been incredible. I do have another question, but Eric, I was going to open it to you if you had any final questions or
Sure.
comments.
Yeah, I definitely resonate with a lot of things and subjects that you spoke about. I really like the whole like kind of allowing yourself to just receive what is already yours as well. I do have a question. So kind of like how you were talking about with therapy, how the ultimate goal is to not need your therapist anymore, to be your own. Don't you think you could do that with the whole healing of like family trauma as well, where you can do it by yourself and you don't need to have like, you know, your mom or your anyone in your lineage to do it with you? Like, is it possible to get strong enough to cut those ties and that, I don't know, write that karma, so to speak, like individually? Or do you think you have to, because it sounded like, from my interpretation, it sounded like you're like, I have to work with my mom or whatever to work on it. Do you think you can get to a point where you can, you know, just write that karma by yourself?
My opinion, no. You cannot, you're connected, you are an extension for your family. You are here to heal something in your family, and you cannot ignore that. And once you know you have that roots at home, a strong house, a strong, solid place that always there for you from unconditional love, that's automatically puts you above everyone. Automatically. I understand some people has different situation, and not every house is full. Not every house is um, um, strong, or some conditions are different, and some people has different parents. I understand that. Some very 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 difficult backgrounds, very difficult backgrounds. But the whole point is to try and open the door. You can you can do the process with your siblings, with your parents, for example, and they're just not there. They're absolutely not there. Their mind is not there. They're just busy, with maybe drugs or alcohol or things that they're just not there mentally. But you know within you that you're doing it from unconditional love, and you are putting this on hold, and the doors are always open once they're ready to, so they're a step forward to you, but you're continue go, but your conscience is clear, and you know that you did everything you can. You don't have any resentment, you don't have any hate, you don't have anything that hold you back regarding your family. So once that's done, that you really don't have any kind of anger or some bad feelings about your family, that you really have everything clear from inside towards your family, they're just not there, and that's okay. This is where they are in their journey.
What if they're physically not there? Like they're gone.
So okay, all right, so if they're physically, is depend how. So that's a very deep question. It's a very deep question. It's depend. So they are gone. So they are gone, and they are gone. And when they left this world, is that particular person has some bad feelings that things should be better once before they left the world, this world, meaning if there was some kind of argument or situation, or there was disconnection between the parents and their children before they left the world, and then there is this regression that you regret, oh, I shouldn't be doing this, or you shouldn't be doing that. So that kind of feeling, that's not good. That's creating a lot of fractions. That's creating a lot of fraction. That's kind of situation probably gonna move to your next lifetime. um that's not good, and that situation that has to be resolved between you and yourself, if that's the situation. So then um in that case, first of all, if that situation, the parents left the world before there was some kind of accomplishment, or they left the world and there was disconnection with their kids or siblings or whatever it is. So be kind with yourself. And I understand the situation, because in my family we do have some kind of situation. That I'm not going to talk about it, but be kind with yourself and understand that you did your best at that particular moment. You just didn't know any better. You just didn't know any better. And that kind of release can be done through meditation, sleep, before you go to sleep, to actually um, call the ancestors, and sometimes they show up, and then you can tell them what you want. Or also release this through a letter. So you write a letter and you just release all the emotions, or what you want to say, what was not say. You just release it. You just write it down and you release it, and you can burn it and send it to earth. And there are a few affirmations that you can say to just release it. And this is where visual visualization come through. So you imagine that all this baggage just go away. I like to send away things to the ocean, and you transform it to something positive. So for example, if it's let's say you write this letter and you burn it and you send it through to the ocean, and you transform it to something beautiful, and that they're in a good place right now, but you also ease up on yourself and you just let it go, so you are free to really rise above and do your best. And they are there for you. You have to understand. So if the parents are not here today, it's not, they just pass. They're around you all the time. They're around you all the time from the other side, and they are sending you signs and sending you guides, and they're there to support you and be with you through transformation. You just have to make a peace with that they're around you. You just cannot see it. You can see them in your dreams. You can see them through when you do your meditation. So if that's a question, you can do it, but you have to do that release work. That release work has to be done, and release all those negative emotions. And again, the universe will test you. The universe will test you how they're going to do it. They're going to do it the minute you're going to think that you recover that and you're good. They're going to send you similar situations or similar people, and you'll see how if you get emotional about that, you start crying. So meaning there's still things inside you that needs to be cleared. If you get upset or you get annoyed, so meaning there's things that needs to be clear. So you got to be still. You got to be still, and you got to be cool with that and understand the situation and pass the test. So then you'll see a shift in growth.
Cool. Thank you.
Welcome.
That was, wow. That it reminds me too of not the same thing, but I feel like I keep getting faced with the same lesson over and over.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, geez. Just similar interpersonal situations, maybe with the same types of people or situations. For example, say something I used to run into a lot. I used to do a lot of videography. Like I did a lot of camera work for a lot of people. And in the beginning, I just would go with my camera places, film things. And a lot of it I didn't do for any money or anything because I was learning. I was learning the craft and this, that, and the other. Well, sure enough, hey, ask him to do it. You don't have to pay him anything. I got kind of in that mix with it a little bit. So then I was having to face when people were like, hey, can you come film this event? There's no budget, and you in the beginning, I'd be like, oh yeah, sure. Yeah, I'll come do it. But then I quickly realized like that seemed to be a reoccurring. No one had a budget of any kind, but they had a budget for everything else that was there, but for what I did. So I eventually learned how to combat that. I learned how to like, hey, no, this is what I do now for money and I can't do that, yada, yada. So I hadn't dealt with that as much, but then there has been certain circumstances where people maybe just assume about me. I'm like, is it the way that I'm coming off to people that they don't take me seriously from a business standpoint? Like Sam's now you open me up. I, Sam's a really nice guy. He'll do it type of thing. Cause I am a very, hey, I'm your friend type of person. But I'm realizing though, that can actually be a weakness to a certain degree if I let it business wise, because people think, well, he'll just do it because he'll do it for free. And I'm way better at it now, being upfront with people, but that still leaks in from time to time. And I'm like, man, is it a respect thing, or is it me just not communicating properly? They just are taking this at face value. I don't know if that makes any sense, but why does this keep coming up for me?
Absolutely. Very interesting. I was struggling exactly with the same thing. Very interesting. So basically it's value yourself, value what you do. So once you put a number on what you do, so guess what? So the universe will send you more and more and more. There's value to that. Once you not value what you do, so it's attracting the wrong kind of people. It's just attracting the wrong kind of people. You have to put price and number on everything you do. But then there is the balance. So where is the balance? So it's okay to help somebody because they're your friend, or it's okay. Let me give you an example. I invited somebody that I want to work with to our event, and I sent that person a ticket to the event. But then they took advantage and they sent a ticket to another friend. So yeah, so I said, hey, the ticket is just for you. This is a business. I'm happy to give a discount, but that's it. That's where it goes. It's not going above this. That's how it goes. But it took me years to be in this point. But again, that was a test. But yeah, so the universe, they know you're such a good guy and you really want to support and you really want to help people and really be there for people. But hey, where are you within this? So first of all, you come first. You come first. Your livelihood come first. Because if Sam cannot live normal or feed yourself or be comfortable, so you cannot support other people and do things and volunteer somewhere once a month or something like that, because that's your passion and that's what you want to do, which is okay. But yeah, they're gonna keep testing you until you're gonna become strong and don't feel you're not gonna have the guilt inside. If you have any guilt going on inside when you charge people, it's very interesting.
You see, I was going to ask a final question of import export business. But
What do you want to ask?
I feel like that's gonna kill the energy of not the energy, but that is great. No, I mean it is. Someone said this brilliantly the other day. It was something along the lines of, I love reading books. I love having conversations and watching interviews with successful people. But at the end of the day, you have to get in the game. You have to get in the game. And he said, the best learning is the doing. Like, even if you don't have any idea what you're doing, just by trying to figure it out, you're going to
figure it out.
Figure it out.
Exactly. You got to do. Yeah. People that don't do, they just don't do. Of course, there's no risk because they don't do. But at least you're doing and figuring out as long as you go. And that's the most important thing. That's the most important thing. Keep doing with integrity.
Yeah.
With integrity.
Yeah. And the import export thing, because it reminded me of, because that's not something that you hear every day, right? Like it's not the mainstream. Here's how you make money. I had a guy tell me a long time ago, he says, get in between the money. He's like, he said a lot of the money's made for where people have no idea where it's made. Is that one of those type of things? I was going to say, because it was pretty niche when you broke it down for me a couple of times when I was listening to you, but it sounds like you found an industry and you were educated on it. And you just saw your opportunity You
Yes.
did, and you're just like, okay, that's boom. I
That's
know what to do.
That's exactly. So when the pandemic just started, so I right away figure out that there is a huge shortage of masks and there was a huge breakout on the supply chain. And that's my thing. That's what I know how to do. I know how to find deals very well. I just think on a deal. I know how to get deals. Those kind of deals. And and it's not sexy. It's not sexy. It's not cool. There's a lot of guys. Everyone has ego. It's all about money. There is no mission. There is no making. There is no ocean. There is all the bad feelings. Everyone wants what you have. Everyone think they know better. There's a lot of ego. A lot of men. It's just that the business. That's literally the business. Is like dealing and willing every day. I wake up. It's 30 messages on my phone that, like, I have to start answering everyone and finding the right buyer, find the right seller, and creating an operation around that. That was fun, but then that was fun until it became not fun, because with a lot of money comes a lot of also crooks, a lot, a lot. And once I believe everyone, whatever they tell me, so that's what created a lot of situations, a lot of problems. And it became so uncomfortable that I said, I just don't want to do that. I don't care how much money I can do in this. I really don't care. I already know how to make a lot of money. That's not about money right now. That I'm not gonna chase deals until I'm gonna be 100. I want to build a legacy. I want to take care of our family. I want to, I don't want to chasing all the time. Everyone's just chasing something. For what? Why do you want to chase something so much? For what? It doesn't even make any sense. And then when all those like shady people start coming around, and the shady people, they will sell their mom and their dad for a check. There's zero integrity. I don't want to be involved in this. Not close to that in any shape or form. And that's why I had to cut tight and think, okay, so now this is how I got into I got scammed really hard. I got scammed really hard. That was another lesson that I learned. And that's how I got out of it, and that's how I even got more spiritual and more connected to myself, and successfully rise above and creating beautiful operation and just really can smell from far away this kind of shady business that I don't want to be around. There's a lot of money to be made in this, but you cannot do it alone. Like, I was just me back then. I was just me. I cannot do it standing alone woman in this kind of business without any partners. It's just absolutely disaster. Whoever, hmm, this is not fun, but it's a good business. It's a good business. Today, if somebody send me a deal to do that, I don't even look at that. I don't care how much money I can make in this. I rather to sell 1 million Mind Master and change 1 million people's lives than make $1 million in a deal that changed nobody's lives. And that's a quick money. The same quick that it comes to you, it can goes away very quick. One day you have $1 million, the next day you don't have $1 million. Poof. But that's because that's the energy of that industry. Yeah. That's what it is. And everyone is the lavish lifestyle, the cars and the planes. It's like everyone is a prince and everyone is a king, and that's not necessary. It's absolutely not necessary. Once you understand money, making money, it's an energy. I'm going to say one thing regarding money. So once you understand that the creator, the universe, you have to think about yourself as a big safe deposit box that the universe put money into it, put money into it, put money into it. And once you understand that you're just a tool, that's not your money. That's the money that belonged to the universe. And you are just a tool to the universe to hold that safe deposit. And it's for you to use it to impact others. Then you will see how energy change. You see, but in the other industry, it was okay, I have this money, so I'll spend it. I'll make another deal tomorrow. So I'll make 500 today, tomorrow I'll lose it, but it's okay, I'll make another. It's a gambling. There is no, there, it's just no. Once you're in a point when you're understanding, okay, I have a nice income, but I'm a safe deposit, so I can use it for positive, so I can impact others, so I can shine the light and I can support other people. And it's not just for me, it's for me and my people. Once you understand that, you'll see a really, really big shift in finance. And that's a very important point, that I had to go with what I had to go to figure it out. Yeah.
It sounds like the stock market almost, or like you said, gambling.
Yeah, it's a gambling.
Those type of.
Yeah, it's a gamble. You just gamble. It's just you make a deal, and then the environment of I met a woman, actually another woman. She's also an import export. She's a wine importer. I met her 3 days ago in one of those networking events. She didn't even knew what I'm doing in my background. She started telling me, because I asked her, why did you stop doing import wine? And she started telling me about my experiences. And I was like, oh my God, this is exactly my experiences. That's very interesting to hear another woman to speak. She was speaking my language, and really good integral people. I don't think they can really stay in this kind of business for a long time. Only if they have the right support. If there is a family around, those kind of businesses usually belong to a family that's doing it for 100 years. That's what the grandfather do. This is where all the money come from. That's what they do for years. That's what they do. They do those kind of import-export businesses. But once you by yourself and you handling those are your clients, they have all the supply. So, or so you're getting into a really, really old-fashioned business. There's a lot of people involved that don't want new technology. They don't want new people come in. They want to keep it just the way it is, in a 100% money game. And integrity, there is a lot of integrity, but it's also attracting a lot of people with no integrity. And once you're just working by yourself, it's attracting a lot of bad seeds. That's why it's important to have the right support system.
Full circle.
Full circle.
Right there.
Gotta have the whole thing. Yeah.
Well, Hadari, this has been phenomenal.
That was great.
Yeah, we could we'll have to save it for part 2. I always give the guests the last word, but before I do, where can people go to either get a hold of you? Where can they go for MindMaster? Where are all the places people should go and check out your events, all that stuff? Awesome.
So MindMaster, you can go to gulaworld.com, Gula World, WORLD.com, or mindmaster.live. You can find mindmaster.live. And there is updates on our events on gulaworld.com. And for me, Hadari Oshri, Hadari_Oshri. That's my Instagram account, or Hadari Oshri, my Facebook and my LinkedIn account.
Awesome. And then I guess one final question before I give you the last word. So we got an idea, but what's next for MindMaster? Where do you want to? What are the next, besides singles night?
Besides singles night. Okay. So what's next for the operation? I make plans and they sit up there and laugh. So it's not up to me, but So we are creating a very detailed coaching system that are going to be part of the membership. So coaches from all around the world going to teach on our system, classes, master classes, anywhere from meditation, self-development, business type of businesses. That's currently we are working on to add that to our operation, and of course adding more products to Mindmaster. That's already in the make as well. Yeah,
Okay. Well, I look
that's
forward.
that's in the next 6 months.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
2025, here we come.
2025, here we come. Yeah. Yeah, I want to we're working put the products in stores right now. Yeah, we are working on it. We're working on it big time.
Okay. I love it. I love it. I'm here for the ride.
Yeah, it's exciting. There's a lot of stuff
Yeah.
happening.
Yeah. Well, congratulations on everything. Thank you so much for doing this.
My pleasure.
Again, I'm really glad I've connected with you, and I really enjoy your events and everything that that you have built and continue to build. I am a fan. So,
Oh, my
thank
pleasure.
you.
Thank you so much. You're amazing. I'm so happy to see you every time at the event.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like family. Like, here is he.
I'm a regular now.
Yeah,
Like,
I
it's
love
like-
it. It's amazing.
Just give me my own little yoga mat and my own little corner there,
It's amazing. I love it.
Well, and Hadari, I always give the guests the last word. You've already given us so much to think about and ponder on, but it can be as deep or as shallow as you want. How would you like to end this podcast?
Thank you so much for having me here. That means a lot to me. And thank you so much for the conversation, being open about all those different ideas, and it's not ideas, reality, and the operation, my master. Yeah. Yeah, and be and thank you for really being part of it and really mastering the art of claiming what is already yours. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be pumped. Listen to this episode again. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. I'm excited. It's really good.
Well, Hadari, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. Sam Dever, the Sam Dever Podcast here, and I just want to thank you for checking out this episode. To watch and listen to future episodes, be sure to follow us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/@thesamdeverpodcast. Thank you so much. See you soon.